Fasulyeleri mi kullanıyor?
No.
किन्ने होने हैं वाले होने भी कैसे
यहाँ वो सेम होता है
वाह
I just throw it on.
सुन लेते हैं
नहीं वो दोबारा करता हूँ
But most of these quarters were very typical Catholic. That's why they have a kind of a Catholic name. You have St. Joseph, and here you have St. Anna. And St. Anna is one of the most oldest quarters in the city of Brugge. I should say 150, 200 years ago lived the poorest of the poorest here. People that really had nothing to be surviving, with a big amount of children sometimes. I have a few pictures that I tried to find up from the ancient times. And see the lady sitting outside what they do, making lace. Okay? Here that's in a bit the little forts we call it over there, how the people lived. There was only one toilet for the whole street sometimes. So even at night they have to leave the things behind, not in the toilet, but behind in the corner sometimes. You see the laundry hanging around. So you can imagine the condition these people lived was really, it was not done, but yeah, sorry about that. So one of the most beautiful, the interior of one of the houses, still have that here for the moment as a museum. And then it's a very dramatic picture. I love this picture here because it's look a belt of drama, where the dark side of the city, the poor side of the city of Brugge. So we go a bit further, we see the small houses there. And there is a part of the house that's very God's house, we call it. It was once used as the shoemaker's rent, built by a very rich shoemaker to take care about the widows or the people with a lot of children. He wanted to do something to earn his place to go back to the Lord, you know. So that's now used as a museum. And at one of these houses lived once my great-great-granddad. And then I will stop for you and show you the picture with his family. Okay, so follow me. Yeah. Sometimes the people think that the people in the ancient time were very high, now they were very small, you see. I cannot pass, eh? I cannot pass. But it has a reason, a bit of symbolism inside. Why? Because if you were invited to the family there, and they had nothing, but they always wanted to propose something to eat or drink for you. When you were invited, what you have to do as a simple guy, before you went inside, you bend your head. When you bend your head, you show some respect for the people that live inside. That's also one of the reasons of the small doors sometimes. We were forced to show the respect to the people. Usually with a lot of schoolkind children, we come over here to show them with like their great parents lived once. View here.
wow so pretty
If you come here at night, it's even more beautiful. And it's totally dark, it's fantastic. It's the old. These small houses that were people once living inside are now used as a museum here. That whole area that's beautiful painted here is now used as a museum. Okay. In that house here, so one house for a family is a door, that window, and the attic there. That's one house. Also, a bit the same size like this. It's not bigger than that. Here lived my great-great-granddad with his family. Can you believe that? But yeah, you have to realize In the ancient time, we didn't have sport of television as a man. We have to do something with our time. So we put a lot of children to the ladies. That's one of the reasons that the ladies never could go to work. They have too many children to look about. Okay. So you can teach children. So it's like this. That's what the ladies did, was to survive a bit and also to earn a bit of money, to keep also sometimes children out of prostitution. A priest, a certain Mr. Dufour, had a great idea to start schools where they try to learn ladies to make lace. Lace is such a beautiful product like this, not shoelaces, but that's real lace. So that lace was made here outside, because you can make it at home with these beautiful pieces of art like this, you know. Very heavy work, very intense work, I can assure you that. But the original Brugge lace was born here on this place here. Now lace is important, it was known all over the world, but the original Brugge lace was once born here, very important. Okay, so that's why these ladies stick at home, because the men, if they had a bit of work and they were paid, they're drinking up their sorrows, I should say. Ladies stick behind with a big amount of children. So they make lace to give a better future to themselves and also to make a better future to their children sometime. Most of that lace was bought up by very rich ladies, and the rich ladies were very fond about that, you can imagine. They wanted to show that to everybody. If you were a rich lady in the ancient times, you had lace here, you had there, there. You saw lace everywhere. So you can see on the lace that the lady wore if she was rich or not. Today, a lot of ladies still wearing lace, but they don't show their richness anymore. And that's a pity sometimes, but try to keep it private. Okay, I see you're looking very strange to me now. Spitze?
Ja, klappen, no?
Yeah, klappen. Yeah, spitze. Okay. When you see lace become very important, that's why that big building there that belongs to one family together with the church that you have over there. It's a massive area over here, belongs to one family. That's the lace school and the lace museum. Dus there you can see the history about lace, and also if you go to the first floor, you still see ladies making lace like in the classic time, but we learn it to young people, because we're trying to have that hobby still intact for the future.
No, it's over by there. It's the other direction. Somewhere.
Also sometimes you see very good history. That house is standing here since 1474. So 15th century house, still owned in private possession by a family that lives inside. Yeah. Yeah. Well, most of the lace shops are taken over by chocolate. Yeah. Lace museum over there, that whole area, plus this tower and a bit further we were passing later, all belongs to one family. And it was one family that came here from Genoa, and they tried to build a kind of a house here. And it was built in 1429, the date is on it, so they do not have to be difficult over here. Okay, but one of the most important of the family was Petrus Anselmus Adornus. He was not the first one, he was also an accountant, and he came here to do training, very simply. He was a kind of a captain of industry, he became honored also in the order of the Golden Fleece, so it was a very important family that lived here for many centuries. So, as a Catholic, he wanted to go also to the Holy Land. And the first time he wanted to do that, he arrived in Genoa, he became sick, he came back at home, he could not go there. So the second time he tried it again, he arrived in Jerusalem. And he was a bit amazed about the beautiful houses he saw standing there. And he fell in love about the beautiful tower he saw in Jerusalem himself. So that tower he saw there, and made some drawings and paintings about it. He said, you never know that I can use that. And also he went to the holy tomb of Jesus Christ, crawling on his feet to see that tomb. And he also wanted to make a replica of the burial ground of Jesus Christ. So when he came back to Bruges, and now we have to put that a bit in perspective of the time, because if you're rich in the ancient time and Catholic, you never shared your money with the simple people. If today you don't do that. Look to the massive rich churches. It's there, not in our hands. Okay, so what he wanted to do, he wanted to show off. With the plans that he had, the drawings that he made, he replicated here at the Tower of Jerusalem again, that we still call it the Chapel of Jerusalem. You cannot see it in Jerusalem anymore because it's totally destroyed after one of the Crusades. The only way to see the Chapel of Jerusalem is to come to here. And you see it doesn't look like a normal church almost, because you have a big pole on top of there and a strange cross Catarina wheel. It looks more to the Orthodox style. Okay? And also left and right, you see on the two towers, you see the sun and the moon. Simply the east and the west that come together. A bit of symbolism inside. This beautiful tower and that whole domain, and also the chapel in front of it, you can visit that. Because I have here a picture from the chapel himself. And it's really crazy, it's so mysterious, so beautiful, it can be used in any Harry Potter movie. But they're never thinking about that in everywhere here. So the first Lord, Peter Selmus Adonis, are buried inside together with his lady Maria Malbrande, the Brutus girl. So the first Lord is buried there. We call it the Pink of the Court. It looks really like this, it's fantastic. I can show you that's the roof when you see it up there. Yeah? And also a lot of coats of arms and everything like this, as you can see from the back. Walk about 11 kilometers, as you can do. So you can see, that is the most thing. That's also a very old picture I took back over here with the walls like that. So I cannot show you the wheels, but I can show you some windmills like this. Yeah. And then we are most close to the bar, I could call it like this. So, follow me to one of the last stops for business. The Bee of Bruges and the cattle. Yeah? This was my house for 25 years. And then I moved out.
The music into the orange. And the people didn't get or they did.
So we have the house, a lot of windmills to make some bread for the people. So these are some copies. The only windmill that's really original still is can work with, you can still go visit is that one over there. Built around 1700s. And you can still go inside every day there and see the miller is always presented how a windmill works. So you can still look to that. If you want to do that walk around the city, feel free. You have a beautiful walk in the green here, okay? Around 11 kilometers. And you just have to go around the city like this, easy. Okay? So follow me behind the windmill and we go to the gate over there and then we go to the bar. Yeah?
It's just amazing structures.
Follow the street and follow the rest until over there. You can meet 3 more gates there after. So the cross gate is one of the most important because it's used for a lot of strange things. This piece of art was created around the start of the 14th century. So it's one of the oldest bridges and the oldest gates around the city. We have 4 like this. So also the Spanish inside came over here, the Austrians came over here. They were also when about also the First World War, the Second World War, Germans marched inside, marched back outside. So there is really a gate with a lot of history, I should say. But a bit further we also have an archer club a bit further up behind the trees there. And this gate was always protected by the archers. And the archers are the most important people. Is it not in the defense? It's also in the attack. Why? Because you have two types of archers. You have the crossbows and you have the longbows. But to shoot a longbow, you need to be a very strong guy. You need a very strong left or right arm and strong fingers to shoot that arrow to the enemy. So the longbow shooters were very proud about the amount of people that they killed. And sometimes when they're standing here on that gate here to protect the city here when they had invasion, they lost some battles. And if they lost some battles, they were gathered around the corner there and the guard was walking around it then. And you had always some people showing off to each other. You heard always somebody say, you know, I killed 2 with my arrows. There was another one that said, I killed 5. And always in each group you have a show that said, I killed 10. And it were mostly the longbow shooters. So if you are a guard and you want to prevent that they shoot the next time to you, you need to do something. So they took them out of the group, they put them in separated rooms and they cut off the middle finger of this guy. Because you need 2 strong fingers to shoot that arrow to the enemy. It's very simple. So when you have archers that never were captured in any battle, these people still had their finger. So what they wanted to do to show to the enemy that was impossible, that they still could kill you, they did this. We still use it as an international insult today. It showed that they still have that stupid middle finger. So try to remember that the next time you do that to your friends. Okay. You never know if somebody cut it off. Okay, so follow me to that direction.